Good morning, everybody. I thought, because I had somebody saw my old spark plug video and asked a couple questions about it, that I'd give a short update about the spark plug situation and what I've been using with spark plugs, and also a quick note about the release, I guess, around here. This is going out of order, so I'm sure you've noticed that I switched over to doing a bit of sewing for a bit, and I'll be back playing with engines after I get done with my little sewing projects. Right now I'm kind of in the middle of cleaning up and making room to have company, so I have to tear down my workspace entirely since it's a plastic table set up in my living room. But as far as the spark plugs go, I think in the old video, I didn't go back and check it, I was talking about having purchased some of these branded plugs, and I haven't actually put any of them in. This one that's marked quarter, the three that I bought are quarter 32. They're branded Horizon, and I forget what the other one is. The generic ones that come in the machines or in the models from China are PK brand usually, but they're clearly all coming out of the same factory, which means that they're just doing quality control on them, and whichever one ends up in the last bucket where it passes the minimum tests gets this PK stamp, and all the ones that pass more tests go on to be a higher priced plug. But the issue that I'm having, or that I was having with my plugs, was mostly about arcing. I had one plug, it's actually this one, that had a leak around the crimp, so it was blowing fuel up around the insulator and up into the boot, and it was arcing really bad. But the main issue I have with these is that the boots don't hold the wire right against the top of the plug so that it will spark through the plug, and then I end up with oil, grease, or even just moisture from a really wet day, allowing the spark to arc either straight out of the boot and ground against the engine if there's a metal piece near the boot, or around the outside of the insulation and not spark inside the engine. To fix that, I clean the plugs really well, and then I have these springs that I found that fit on the boot, and then that holds the boot down tight on the plug so that it makes sure that the wire in the boot is touching the end of the plug to help make sure it sparks through the end there. And this plug that was leaking, I did actually fix that with a dab of super glue. So a dab of super glue around the crimp edge there, and it seals up again. So I've been rotating these through. I will, when I get the engines out again, make an effort to put these branded plugs in and check them. But since I have started making sure the boots are tight so that the wire stays touching the end of the plug, and make sure that the insulator is clean so there's no outside path to arc, that has fixed a lot of the ignition issues I had across all the engines. There was the one special issue to the Engomore, which is on the Engomore playlist, and that was at the contact switch for the ignition module. There was a spark that was arcing there, and that required a special modification, but that is on the Engomore playlist. So I hope everyone's having a good winter, and I will be back soon playing with the engines again. But for now, it's a break because I'm going to be hosting some company.